Welcome to Brown's Rod and Custom, your home for street rods, muscle cars, and Volkswagen content. This is my dad, Big Ron. He's our body man and fabricator. This is my beautiful wife, Megan, our editor-in-chief and supporter. And this is me, Adam, the designer and mechanic for our projects. If you find our videos helpful, like and subscribe for more content.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Wanted to ask you guys if you could do me a favor. If you're watching these videos and checking out the channel and you like what you see, if you guys could hit the subscribe button for me, we would really appreciate that. We are working our way to trying to get monetized so that we can build bigger and better cars and more builds and so on and so forth and keep doing this. And that would help us a lot if you guys could do that for us. So that's really all I got for you. Really appreciate all of you. Stay tuned. We've got lots of cool builds coming. Lots of things starting to happen on a lot of different cars. So it won't just be the Thing. It's going to be the Thing, the 40 Ford, the Apache. There's going to be a lot of things happening. So just stay tuned, and I will try my best to get you as many videos as I can, including Don's 1957 Chevy two-door post that we're working on. There's a lot going on over there too. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for everything. We really appreciate you. Have a great night. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Brown's Rod and Custom. Happy Friday. We've got a big day planned for today. Hopefully everything goes well. So right now Ron's out running around with Mom and Grandma, but they'll be back here in about an hour. When he gets back, he's going to dive straight into the door. Let me show you that. He's going to be right here. He's going to sand this down, get rid of this edge that we have here, and then he's going to prime this door. Then we're going to let that dry until tomorrow morning, okay? Or at least till tonight. The plan is tomorrow morning to seal. We're going to put a white sealer on all four doors, and then about 30 minutes later we're going to shoot a couple coats of base. I think 3 coats of base and 3 coats clear on all four doors. And then that really should make this where we need to be and bring us into the zone. So tomorrow morning, be ready for that. We'll be painting the doors. So that's happening today. Another thing that's happening in the next couple minutes is I'm going to fire this Volkswagen Thing up and fine tune it. So I did something stupid yesterday, and we got in a hurry and decided we wanted to drive it and see if it ran good, and it did. But I forgot to tighten down the distributor. So it wiggled a little bit. So on about my 4th trip around the neighborhood, it just started running like hell. So I need to fire it up, get it back in the zone, and really all I have to do is tighten down the distributor, get it back timed right and tighten down the distributor. Super simple, but easy mistake to make. I forgot I had loosened it, but you know, that's where we're at there. So I'm going to be doing that, and then here's Tony. You'll know him from most of our videos. He's the guy that's standing in front of the camera and you're looking at his butt. That's seems that no matter when we first started this channel, no matter where I put the camera, he would stand in front of it. Just not on purpose, it just happened. So anyway, that's gonna happen. This should be quick. The door should be quick. Then we're gonna come over here to the Apache. Okay, I'd like to metal condition this bumper, the front bumper. I want to get the hood off and into the back of the truck, and then while I have Ron, we are going to disassemble the fenders, the core sport, inner fenders, all of it. Get it down to where this doghouse is off, and if nothing else, is sitting in the back of the truck ready for me to take down to bare metal and start doing the metal repairs on the fenders and stuff. So there's a lot going on over here, Brown's Rod and Custom, over the next couple weeks. But I'm going to try to fit some of this in anywhere that I can. So that's what we got going on this morning, guys. Whole lot, actually. And then, you know, I may, if I have time, I'll probably remove the lights out of the grill and just keep prepping so that we can get things ready for primer, right? I need to get these brackets off the bumper. That'll probably take a torch and probably some time. But that's the plan. So I'm gonna set you guys up here in a second and let you watch me work on this thing and dial it in, and then we'll go from there. I will bring you footage, so you know, of Ron sanding this door, priming this door. I am going to film us painting all the doors, the sealer coat, paint coats, clear coats, all of that, wet sanding, buffing. I'm going to bring all that to you, and then we'll get all this assembled and back on the car, and we should be looking really good. And really the next step for this car after that is to wash it. I don't know if you guys have seen, it's not, this is sand, okay? We have, back for the past couple months, we've had Sahara dust storms that have come across the Atlantic, and you just get all this sand. It just shows up. So they're pretty much over now, from what I understand, but I need to get all the sand and shit off of this. I mean, look at the windshield. Terrible. I had to turn the wipers on just to see through the windshield to drive around the neighborhood. So that's what we've got, guys. I'll be back here in a minute, and we'll get this thing fired up and see what we can do. Thanks for watching. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start this thing. I got the timing light hooked up. I got my little screwdriver in there. See if we can't get something going here. See if it starts. the thing. If I get into the 800s, if I try to set it at 8 like they say to do, it doesn't want to run, it just wants to die. So, but if I stay around 900, 9 to 950, it runs straight, it's easy to drive, everything works. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Give it a second, and then we're going to fire it back up. Because our big problem was, will it fire without, refire without holding the gas pedal to the floor, right? So let's see where that goes. All right. Give this a minute, and I'll bring you right back. Alright guys, it's been about 2-3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and see if this thing will start. Usually, before we did the distributor swap, it would only start if I held my foot to the floor. So let's see if it'll fire without any gas. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do next, I'm going to unhook the timing light, get all this stuff out of the way, then we're going to take this thing for a ride. And I'll bring you with me and we'll see what happens here, alright? I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got this set up here. Let's see if this holds. And let's go for a ride. I gotta kind of thread the needle here between the chrysler. I've got plenty of room, and the 44 here. Gotta be a little careful. The car's running good though so far. Real happy with that. Nothing coming, not good time. Got good power. Still got to work on the brakes on this thing and the alignment. Wanted to load up there in a second. Not the end of the world, we just got to figure that out. better that time. Load up in a second. Like it's running out. Well, I say load up. It's like it doesn't have enough fuel. We gotta tune that out of it. Alright, let's head back and see if we can't get that out of this thing. I think it's probably an air fuel mixture deal. First gear we're good. It's the very beginning of second gear. Got a little issue. Alright, let's let it cool off for a little bit. And then we'll get into it. Be right back, guys. Okay guys, so what happened, I went ahead and adjusted the air fuel mix and the choke. Choke was sticking a little bit, so see if that doesn't make a difference. Go for another ride. A little tough backing this thing out without mirrors. Okay. First gear. Good. Second gear is good. That's a lot better. A whole lot better. Got more power, it feels like. You might be onto something, boys. Maybe we'll see how she does. be honest, when I go into third, maybe I'm going in, maybe I just don't know enough about Volkswagens, but when I go into third, I feel a little hesitation. Just like, yeah, it's there. So I think what we need to do is do just one more tick on the air fuel, a hair more, just a fraction. I'm gonna head back and do that, and then we'll go right back out. We're way better than we were. Before it was almost undrivable in second gear. It wanted to bang you around. Yep, right there. Right there. Just a hair more. And it could be a couple other things contributing, but I think that's going to really help. Let me go grab my screwdriver real quick and we'll see what we can do. Be right back, boys. Okay guys, sorry about that. We had to stop and talk to Don. I got our wrench with us now. Apparently I got everything else. Alright. Let's see if that doesn't do something here. One right there. So what I did is I gave it a tick more air fuel. And I adjusted the idle down just a hair because it seemed a little high. Okay, not the answer. Definitely not the answer. You know, boys, I might have to put that bigger jet back in the carburetor. That might be a thing. Might just be a thing, guys. We might be pulling the carb on this again. Not a big deal, just gotta do it. Do that, but I think I'm getting more air than fuel at this point. Let's pull up here. I'm gonna mess with it real quick and I'll be right back. Nope. Let's do something different. Okay, so here's the story. when the car's in gear, right? So basically I don't think I'm getting enough fuel once you give it any gas, right? Once you're moving, especially in second gear, which could be my accelerator pump linkage. We can adjust that, give it a little more squirt. But I really think what I need to do is pull out that main jet, the stock main jet, and replace it with the bigger main jet. I could be going down a rabbit hole there. I love how this starts right now. It's fixed that problem, but so the reason, just kind of some context to this, the reason that they give you an extra set of jets, bigger jets, is for the fuel in different parts of the country is different, right? So it's got more something in it, alcohol or something like that. Now J-Bugs is out in California. I used to live in California, just trying to remember. I'm gonna put the bigger jet back in. Leave the timing, leave the distributor alone, leave everything alone. Just put the bigger jet in, see what happens. We're gonna do that. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find the jet. Hey everybody, welcome back to Brown's Riding Custom. So, we've got a problem. And it might be two problems, but one I'm pretty positive on. It just sucks because it's be a lot of work to fix it. So when I sit here with the car running, right, my carburetor starts to condensate, and my carburetor is ice cold. It wouldn't be any colder if you put it in the freezer, which tells me my heat riser is clogged on my intake manifold. So that's problem number one. I'm guessing it's not burning the fuel correctly and doing some things it's not supposed to, because the carburetor and the fuel is supposed to be warm and it's not. So I think what I'm going to do, unbelievably, is pull this thing apart, pull the intake manifold off, and run a cable through and clean out the intake, or the heat riser on the intake manifold. I think that's part of my problem with the erratic idle, a little bit of an erratic idle, and I also think it's part of my problem with my carburetor getting cold, being frozen basically, and condensating. So yeah, so there's that, so that's fun. Now earlier we went for a ride around the neighborhood. You guys noticed as much as I did. Got a pretty bad stumble, second gear. I think this heat riser issue could be contributing to that. I still may need to make adjustments as far as more accelerator pump, maybe give it a little more squirt, adjust that linkage. And I might have to put the bigger fuel jet, main jet, in the carburetor. Again, neither of those are hard. Intake manifold isn't hard. It's just not something I want to do. I'll have to remove my carburetor, air cleaner, probably the alternator, and unbolt it from the exhaust and unbolt it from the end tanks of the intake, and hopefully I don't have to remove those. That would, I mean, it's doable, we just don't want to do it. And yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. That's what I'm going to start doing here in a minute. I'm going to let this cool down for a little bit, maybe find me some lunch, and then I'll get into it. I'll bring you along for the ride, and here we are. But hopefully that fixes a lot of problems. And I mean, the car doesn't run bad. It idles good, it fires right off, it does all the things it's supposed to be doing. But the neck of the intake manifold that comes up where the carburetor mounts is ice cold. That's not supposed to be ice cold. Carburetor's ice cold. That's a problem. So, and when I first put this motor together, I didn't really know all of this, so we're learning as we go. Should be an expert on Volkswagens by the end of this, but I would have given anything to have known this. I would have ran a cable through it before I put it on the motor. But yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of carbon buildup. I think there's a lot of carbon buildup. I think we're going to get a lot of it out, and we're basically going to snake it. If you're a plumber, you understand what I'm saying. And clear the clog. And basically what it is here, for those of you that don't know, it's this. So here's your intakes, okay? This whole section, the top section, is separate from this bottom. This is your heat riser. This goes across and it runs under, all the way under and over to this side, okay? So you got two sides to it, right? It's supposed to heat this right here and keep your carburetor warm. Doesn't have to be hot, but warm. Right now, yeah, it's cold. This is cold. These are not. They're warm. That side's warm. This side's warm too. So my problem, odds are, it's right in the middle here. So we're gonna figure out how to do this. Now to get this off, I'm gonna have to remove these bolts here, undo these clamps, pull this boot back, same over here, remove the air cleaner, remove the carburetor, and odds are take the belt off and remove the alternator to get this out. And I might, unbelievably, have to take the distributor out. So pretty much taking the top of the motor off. So now there's a nut back in here somewhere, back in here, that I have to loosen up, that this kind of rocks into to hold it. So I'll be back. Okay guys, so far I've unhooked my barrel nut for my throttle cable. I've taken the front nut off of the bottom of the carburetor, off the stud here. I've loosened up the back one. I've unplugged my whatever sensor that is. I've unplugged my electric choke. I've taken the vacuum line off, and I've taken my distributor cap and just setting it over here out of the way so that I can get this carb off. That's where I'm at. Okay, everybody, welcome back. So, here's where we're at. Looks a little different from this morning. So, we're working now. Intake manifold is somewhere. What we have, hey Ron, how long are you making that? Will it go all the way through the intake? Yeah. Okay. So what we did is we took the clutch cable out of the 73 Super Beetle convertible frame, and we're going to use that cable to snake through the intake manifold to clear out the carbon. So, again, thank you Slade's VW. If you guys don't watch him, he's pretty good. He's got some good ideas. So, long story short, I had to remove both end tanks of the intake manifold, carburetor, air cleaner, alternator completely with the stand, and distributor cap, so on and so forth. So all of that shit had to come out. So we're kind of back to square one. So we're gonna get this thing clean, get it back in here, and start putting it back together. I don't know if we'll get it all back together tonight, but we're gonna give it hell. But this is where we're at. We did go ahead and blow air, compressed air with the air compressor, through each side of this, okay? And we got a little bit of air out, but not a lot, but it blew out a lot of carbon and nasty shit. So you can see how dirty that is. See if it'll focus. So, anyway, we're gonna figure out how to hook this cable into there. Now, those of you that don't understand what I mean by a heat riser, this is your intake, okay? Carburetor mounts here, usually it's flipped up, okay? There's this tube that comes, the exhaust hooks here, hooks here. The exhaust, the heat from the exhaust goes through, and you see they're separate. It goes through here and heats up this in the intake in your carburetor. Here's Ron.
I don't know if I might have to make this shorter a bit.
Here it's going. Looked like it was going.
I'm not making the turn very well.
So part of the challenge is trying to make the bend, right? Then you got to go through, make another bend here, here, and then here. But eventually we will get it. This is how you do it, guys. You basically cut a cable, use a drill like a snake. So if you're a plumber, you'll understand it's a snake. You run through. Hey guys, welcome back. A lot's happened since the last little clip I did. So I'm trying to remember what I told you, but the intake manifold, no bueno. We got it off and tried to basically snake the heater piece of it, and we can't get through it. It's clogged up real bad. So I called Fisher Buggies and I went and bought a new one for 119 bucks. So tomorrow we'll be doing that. But let me show you what else we're going to be doing. So Big Ron got the passenger front door. This was the one that was real bad right here. It had the bubble. He went ahead and got that primed. So tomorrow morning we're going to come out here, sand this down, and then we're going to seal and paint all four doors. Okay, so that one, that guy, and that guy. We're getting painted tomorrow morning. While he's doing that, in between me filming and stuff and coats, I'm going to be putting this back together. So far,
so good. Everything came out, everything seems fine. I think our big issue was the hell do you call that? The heat tube or whatever, heat riser was clogged. So that's where we're at here, guys. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. Tomorrow we'll be putting the engine back together, getting it fired back up. I'll bring you a lot of content on that, and also painting the doors and see where we get. Maybe if there's time, I'll mess with the 58 Apache. If not a huge deal. We still got some time, but Volkswagen thing is really moving in a direction here. So this is a big deal. Need to get these fixed, and getting it running correctly and right for whoever's going to own this is a big deal to me. So I've got my name all over this, and I don't want it to, you know, run bad or do anything stupid. I don't want to sell anybody a piece of junk. So that's why we're fixing all the things that we're fixing. So that's what we got, guys. I'll show you the new intake manifold, and I also bought the new rubber boots that go here that hold the intakes on. I bought a impy black set of those, so that should look pretty good with the new clamps and everything. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have a leak or something somewhere that, you know, you never know. The boots that I had on there were the ones that came with the intake manifold, and I couldn't honestly tell you if they were good or not. They seemed it, but, you know, who knows. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching Brown's Riding Custom. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back with you tomorrow with just all kinds of content, so stay tuned.